Hello everyone, my name is Arvin and I'm from team 5795 back to the drawing board, and today I'm going to give you guys a brief introduction to CAD, also known as computer aided design. In this lesson I'm going to cover the basics of the CADing software Fusion 360 developed by the company Autodesk. Let's get started. Okay, so as you guys can see on your screen, I'm currently on the Autodesk website. Specifically, I am on the Fusion 360 platform website. And it is on this website you can download Fusion 360 and get started. And you guys can get started creating your designs for the upcoming season. Okay, so I already have Fusion 360 installed and I'm going to go ahead and open it. Okay, so right now I am on an empty blank document or canvas in Fusion 360. And I'm going to go ahead and explain a couple of things before we start. Okay, so in Fusion 360, when creating three-dimensional objects, we always have to sketch out a two-dimensional object, such as a square, a circle, triangle, and etc. And from that two-dimensional object, we can derive a three-dimensional object. And it is important that we all develop the concept that all designs are always derived from a simple sketch, whether it being a blueprint or even a picture. Okay, let's get started. So as you guys can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and click Create Sketch, which is next to the Design button. And now I'm going to select this coordinate plane. And as you guys can see, right here, I just zoomed up on this coordinate plane. And it gives me these values. These values indicate the amount of inches. So in this case, this would be 2.5 inches, 5 inches, 7.5 inches, etc. And for now, I'm going to sketch a square. Okay? And then, once I'm done sketching out the square, I'm going to click Finish Sketch. And remember, you guys can follow along in this video, and you guys can learn the basic functions of Fusion 360. Okay, so like I said earlier in the introduction, you can derive a three-dimensional function from a two-dimensional object by performing a specific function. And this function in the Fusion 360 lingo is called Extrude. Go ahead and hover your cursor over this icon, which looks like a rectangular prism and an arrow pointing up. Go ahead and click that icon, and you can see that once you click the square like that until it turns blue, you guys can see that there's an arrow. I want you guys to go ahead and drag that arrow up. Wow! Now you see and notice that our square from our previous sketch turned into a three-dimensional object. Pretty cool, huh? So pretty much the extrude function translates your two-dimensional object to a three-dimensional object. And once you guys have dragged out your object to its desired value, go ahead and click the OK button, which is on the right pop-up under Extrude. Awesome. So as you guys just performed, you guys created your first object in Fusion 360. Congrats. So now that we have our object in Fusion 360, we should now save our progress. So the most basic function to save our progress in Fusion 360, just like in any Word document or Excel spreadsheet, go ahead and hover above this icon which says Save. And then go ahead and name your object. I'm going to name my object Cube. Pretty simple. And then select your location. I made a folder, and I'm going to save it in that folder. Okay, so far so good. Now that we know how to extrude and sketch a figure in Fusion 360, we're now going to delve deep into some of the other functions in Fusion 360. Let's start off with a simple one. I'm going to go ahead and hover above this icon. This function can smoothen out the different edges which are on your cube. And remember guys, this function is just for the aesthetics. It just makes your design look slightly more appealing. Okay? Next, we have the cut function. And this is important when we're drafting out our hole patterns when trying to mount to other materials in FTC, such as Robotics channel, Tetrix channel, Go Builder channel, the typical FTC kits. And pretty much, this is how we do it. Go ahead and click the Create Sketch button and select one of the sides and just click it. Now the program's going to auto position the figure so that you can view it with ease. And go ahead and click this the word create. And then hover above circle and then click center diameter circle. And go ahead and you can put the circle anywhere you want. And I'm going to put mine right in the center. Once you guys have drawn your circle, go ahead and hit the green check mark, also known as Finish Sketch. Okay, so now that we have the circle on the cube, I'm now going to hit the Extrude button. But wait a minute, didn't I say earlier that Extrude only turns a two-dimensional object to a three-dimensional object? Well, Extrude also has another function. By extruding an object, not only can you pull the object, you can also cut an object. And I'll show you right now. Go ahead and click the circle after clicking the Extrude button, and you'll see a blue arrow pops up. Go ahead and take this cube, which is off to the top right of your screen, and drag it so that you have a side view. And go ahead and take the blue arrow and drag it all the way down. And then, what do you know? Take a look at this. Look at the operation. The operation is now called cut. And this is the function which I address as cut because, quite simply, when we click OK, and view our model from the top, wow, we just created a hole through the cube. And guys, remember, this is one of the basic steps in creating different assemblies and objects in Fusion 360. All it is you derive a two-dimensional object from a simple sketch, and then you extrude it to a three-dimensional object, such as this cube, which I demonstrated in this lesson on the screen. And remember, with enough experience, and the more you tune in to these series of FTC videos on our channel, you guys can further learn how to create more advanced robots. And I'll go ahead and show one on my screen. So right here is a robot which I CADed, specifically catered towards the 2016-2017 challenge Velocity Vortex, in which the robots had to collect balls and score it in a target zone. And remember guys, even though this may look all advanced and whatnot, all it is just multiple assemblies and extrusions and simple sketches. I'll go ahead and point something out. As you guys can see, right here is the team marker for the blue lines in First Tech Challenge lingo. And all I did was I drew a circle via the sketch function in Fusion 360, and I extruded it so that it can become a three-dimensional object. Pretty simple, right? All it is just simply drawing out different objects and just simply extruding them. And that's pretty much the basis of learning how to use Fusion 360. And the more and more you guys tune in to the videos, like I said before, you guys will learn the different elements of FTC and how to progress further throughout your season. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did teaching you guys about the basics of Fusion 360. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and see you at the next one.